Mm-hmm. Hello. 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 Good morning. It would seem the last time we spoke, there wasn't very clear communication. So I'm going to attempt this again. Some time ago, during 2021, there was an announcement. Plenty of people got it. I made a video. In that video, I also provided a list. It was a list of people in my actual, literal blood family and the medical ailments they have been diagnosed as having just in the time since I personally have been alive. What the diagnosis was, approximate time frame during which the diagnosis occurred, what ended up being the result. It was a very substantial list. A significant proportion of what would be considered primary breadwinners in my family, as well as women of reproductive age who are quite fertile, intersected with the medical industrial complex. And there was a very significant pattern. A pattern in terms of what the alleged medical malady was and what would be the alleged diagnosis, which would then necessitate alleged treatments and also alleged medications. Did you not understand? We've got a problem. The last 10 years I have watched. The last 20 years I have watched. The last 25 years I have watched a paradigm play out where women were supposed to assert and define a specific kind of leadership paradigm at this time. It was necessary not just for the Earth's survival, as if vulnerability and catastrophe is the primary economy of womanhood. Unfortunately, it would seem the wrong women were chosen. Let me ask you a question. What happened to Barbara Bush? You may not like her. You may not have agreed with how she comported herself. That's one of the joys of being in leadership. What happened with Barbara Bush? Was my family not enough? You're not getting away with what you plan to do in round 2 of Syria. You're just not. You've sacrificed too many good people for too many wrong people. You've denied me as a woman for years, while you attempted to engineer a paradigm of forcing people to have their natural reproductive and biological processes interfered with in order to advantage a leadership paradigm that refused to take responsibility for the power it stole from other women. It's gone on too long. You should never have ceded to allowing a man to put his name on your body and then showing it off for him on command. Unfortunately, by and large, a majority of the alleged women in leadership, at least in the United States, have done just that. And the rest of us are told if we don't play along, including in some coy scheme, where we also set it up that the only men that we accept in leadership are ones we intend to subvert, well, then we're not going to have any. Unfortunately, the political capital to support your paradigm has run out, and I'm not investing any more in it. I have ample to invest. So do a number of other women, and it's not going to be squandered on a revestiture of what has thus far not been successful. It is very, very disappointing to think so few women have enough self-esteem to actually allow for an acknowledgement that men, real men, don't want us as their sex slaves. And men, real men, won't settle for being a sex slave. It's just insulting. It's insulting, it doesn't work, it's bankrupt. And I'm not about to incur the expense of supporting slaves. Now, I'm going to tell you this once, so please listen. If you are having a problem right now, including one where you are in physical pain, and if that physical pain is connected to an addiction, including an addiction to a drug, any kind of drug, understand what is going to be coming up in the very near future is not going to coddle you. If you thought, on the other hand, that you were going to make your livelihood or your political advantage based on creating and coddling people with drug addiction, you are sadly mistaken. You need to adjust yourself immediately to these conditions. They are non-negotiable. Your drug economy did not work. And what you've done with electricity has been completely contemptible. You know, we don't need electricity to live. We actually don't need electricity to live. If you tried to plan a paradigm of psyops to convince people that they can't live without electricity, that is on you. The cost is very, very high in those regards. You can't meet it, and I know. And I will use it to my advantage if I have to. This has gone on long enough. We need food. We need children. We need happiness. We need water. We need the sun. Pretty much after that, it's all expendable. And if you insist on putting yourself in the way of those things, then you become the target.